They're functional, fashionable, and just plain fun. They're cable knit leg warmers.
What if I told you the wildest 80s fashion is now hotter than ever? Yes, people are seriously rocking leg warmers, neon tracksuits, and even shoulder pads again. But why are these trends coming back? Today, we're diving into the most outrageous 80s fashion trends that are now hotter than ever, and one of them might just be in your drawer right now. Could your old neon hoodie actually be the next big fashion must-have? In the 1980s, neon colors took over everything. Clothes, shoes, accessories, even makeup. Bright pinks, glowing greens, electric yellows, but they weren't just for visibility, they were for making a statement. Neon was loud, proud, and totally unapologetic. People wore full neon outfits to aerobics classes, malls, and even casual hangouts. It was the era of standing out, not blending in. And just when everyone thought neon had been buried with cassette tapes and VHS rentals, it made a wild return. Today, neon is dominating runways, gym sets, and music festivals. Big brands are pushing neon workout gear. Influencers are unboxing neon hauls all over social media, and even luxury designers are turning heads with shocking shades in their collections.
There is no reason to call the fashion police because neon is back, and Ashley White of L'Estilo Rouge is actually going to show us how to wear it.
What once looked like highlighter ink now screams high fashion, and it's still all about making a statement. Neon accessories like chunky belts and shoelaces are everywhere again. Sneakers with glow-in-the-dark soles and retro jackets in wild colors are getting snapped up faster than ever. There's even a growing vintage market for authentic 80s neon gear, and collectors are hunting down original items to wear or resell. Neon's back, but guess what? The next trend might already be in your closet too. Because who needs pants when you've got leg warmers? Leg warmers were originally made for dancers to keep their muscles warm. But thanks to 80s icons like Jane Fonda and Olivia Newton-John, they exploded into everyday fashion. Worn over tights, jeans, or even bare legs, they became the go-to accessory for workouts and casual wear alike. They came in every color, every fabric, and were often paired with leotards, headbands, and oversized sweatshirts. For a while, it felt like everyone owned at least 5 pairs. And then, like many trends, they disappeared. Until now. Gen Z brought them back, and not just for dance class. They're showing up in TikTok fashion hauls, K-pop videos, and even high-end runway looks. Fashionistas are styling them with chunky sneakers, pleated skirts, and oversized hoodies. It's comfy, it's cozy, and it's a total aesthetic. Vintage brands are cashing in big. Authentic 80s leg warmers in original packaging can sell for $100 or more online. New designs with modern twists like tie-dye patterns, fluffy fabrics, and branded embroidery are selling out fast in stores. Power suits are back, but could shoulder pads really make you look cooler? In the 1980s, shoulder pads weren't just part of the outfit. They were the outfit. Everyone from businesswomen to pop stars wore them. Blazers, dresses, even sweaters came with built-in padding to create sharp, square shoulders. Women in particular rocked shoulder pads as a symbol of strength in the workplace. They weren't just fashion, they were armor. Movies, TV shows, and music videos from the era featured exaggerated shoulder silhouettes that practically screamed, "I'm in charge." And now they're back. Modern fashion has reimagined the shoulder pad look with sleek tailoring and bold structure. Oversized blazers with padded shoulders are trending hard, especially in streetwear and the luxury collections. Think Zendaya, Hailey Bieber, and even Beyoncé. They've all stepped out in strong-shouldered statement pieces. And do you remember when people used to laugh at mum jeans? Not anymore. In the 80s, high-waisted jeans were the standard. Tight at the waist, loose around the thighs, and usually paired with a tucked-in tee or crop top. They were the jeans of choice for every teen movie, rock concert, and dance floor moment. For a while, they vanished under the rise of low-rise jeans in the 2000s. But today, high-waisted denim has returned with a full-force fashion revenge. Celebs, influencers, and stylists are bringing back the look, and it's not just for mums anymore. Major brands like Levi's, Wrangler, and Guess have relaunched their original high-rise collections. Young TikTokers are styling them with crop tops, corsets, and oversized jackets, turning a once laughed-at look into a Gen Z uniform. Even men's fashion has started creeping into the high-rise territory again. The best part? They're comfortable and flattering. The high waist hugs curves and elongates legs, which is why so many people say they'll never go back to low-rise. Vintage high-waisted jeans are now gold. Thrift stores can't keep them in stock, and certain classic styles like 80s Levi's 501s are reselling for $200 or more online. If you've got a pair from back in the day, you're sitting on a denim jackpot. And what do 80s cheerleaders and today's biggest social media influencers have in common? This one colourful accessory. Scrunchies were everywhere in the 80s. Made of bright fabric and wrapped around a messy high ponytail, they were the ultimate hair accessory. You could match them to your outfit, stack them on your wrist, or throw them in your bag as a backup style move. Fast forward a few decades and scrunchies are suddenly the it accessory again. Gen Z has fully adopted them, turning hair ties into mini fashion pieces. They're all over TikTok, Pinterest boards, and even red carpets. Yes, red carpets. Celebs like Hailey Bieber, Billie Eilish, and Bella Hadid have been spotted rocking scrunchies in fresh, modern ways. Now they're made with everything from silk and velvet to denim and sequins. And luxury brands? Well, they're charging over $100 for high-end designer versions. Even brands like Balenciaga and Prada have joined the scrunchie game, proving it's not just a nostalgic throwback, it's full-on high fashion. What started as a fun hair tie is now a luxury item. Limited edition scrunchies from top designers have become collector's pieces, and vintage ones in mint condition are being flipped for big money online. Not bad for something that used to sit at the bottom of a gym bag. Hair's handled, but which wild jacket from the 80s is now worth thousands? In the 80s, leather jackets weren't just clothing, they were attitude. Covered in studs, patches, chains, and zippers, they were worn by punk bands, metalheads, and anyone trying to look like they didn't follow the rules.
The Leather Warehouse. Incredible fashions, incredible prices. In Westchester, Long Island.
The look screamed rebellion, and pairing it with wild hairstyles and eyeliner made it iconic. Now, well, that same edgy vibe is back, and more polished than ever. Fashion houses like Saint Laurent and Balmain are putting their spin on the classic 80s leather jacket, mixing old-school grit with high-end glam. Studded shoulders, oversized collars, even vintage patches. It's all back on the streets and in stores. Even music videos, fashion shoots, and Netflix shows like Stranger Things have reignited the trend. Gen Z and millennials alike are raiding vintage stores and online resale sites looking for the real deal. That perfect 80s leather jacket with just the right amount of wear. Some vintage leather jackets from the 80s are worth $500 to $2,000 today, especially if they're branded, custom designed, or still in great condition. Even faux leather options are climbing in value as the demand explodes. That was cool, but what full denim look just became a fashion win? Back in the 80s, denim on denim was everywhere. People wore denim jackets with denim jeans, usually matching shades, and it was proudly called the Canadian tuxedo. Some loved it, others called it overkill. Either way, it became one of the most unforgettable fashion combos of the decade. Then, for a long time, it vanished, seen as outdated, tacky, or just too much. But recently, it's back with a serious upgrade. Celebrities like Rihanna, Gigi Hadid, Justin Timberlake, and Jennie from Blackpink have stepped out in full denim fits, and fashion lovers are following their lead. What makes the modern version work? It's all about fit and styling. Oversized jackets with fitted jeans, contrast stitching, different washes, and smart accessories like bold shoes or statement jewelry to break up the blue. Vintage denim jackets and jeans from the 80s are now being snatched up by collectors and stylists. Some rare pairs, especially original Levi's 501s or Guess denim jackets, can go for hundreds of dollars online. In some cases, even more. Double denim is back. But which bag, once laughed at by nearly everyone, is now super cool? Fanny packs were the 80s version of functional fashion, worn around the waist by tourists, joggers, and busy parents who needed their hands free. They were bulky, awkward, and often neon. Let's be honest, people loved to hate them. But now, well, they've been completely rebranded, and they go by a new name, belt bags.
Sometimes called the belt bag or waist bag and widely known as the fanny pack, it's a trend that's been trending again.
And these aren't the oversized, floppy nylon pouches from the past. Today's versions are sleek, minimal, and made by some of the biggest brands in fashion. Think Gucci, Supreme, Lululemon, even Prada. Streetwear icons started rocking them first, slinging them across the chest, not the waist. Then athletes joined in. Then influencers, and now everyone wants one. They're stylish, practical, and surprisingly versatile. Vintage 80s fanny packs are now collector's items. If you find one in mint condition from brands like Nike, Adidas, or Eastpak, it could be worth hundreds. Which trend's return surprised you most? Let us know, and who knows, you might already own it.